For math today, we're going to be starting a little assignment on Google Sheets. So this is a three-parter, and you're going to be doing one part a day. It's all going to be on the same document, so you're just going to submit that at the end of the week, and then that is what I'm going to look at for all three parts, but you're expected to do one part a day. All right, so we are going to start the very first step. There are two documents attached to your Google Classroom assignment. There's this one called Creating a Chart, and then there's this one, Copy of Charts and Graphs in Sheets. Okay, so your very, very first step is going to be making your own copy of this. So we are going to go File, Make a Copy, and you're going to rename it from Copy of Charts and Graphs and Sheets to your name, Charts and Graphs and Sheets. Okay, and then it'll make your own copy, and you can exit out of this one. So now that you have your own copy that is loading, you'll notice at the very bottom that there are three tabs. Now, a tab, when we are doing on Google Sheets, it just means a new page. So that means that you could have multiple graphs on the same document on different pages. So on the very first one, there's already a table here for you. So let's go look at the instructions to see what we're supposed to do. So we're creating a chart, and the page here says, why do we use charts? And the reason we do is to highlight important pieces of data, visualize data, and make data easier to understand. Because we could put it in a sentence, but let's be real, if we're reading all that data in a sentence, it's going to be pretty boring. A table makes it a lot more straightforward. So number one was to create a table. So we've already done that. As you can see in this, there's already a table here. So the next step is to select the data you want to graph. And then we're going to click this button, which is the charting button. So if I select everything here, you'll notice here what they did, different than we did yesterday, is they put a title at the top. So to do that, all you're going to do is put the title above, and then you're going to merge these two cells together. And to do that, to merge any two cells, you select them both, and you hit this little button here with the two arrows pointing inward, and it makes one big cell instead of two little cells. And you can always go back to what you had before. So we're going to select everything. Okay, and that was our first step. And then the next step was to click the chart button. So we're going to go Insert, Chart. Okay, remember, Insert Chart. If you don't want to go to Insert Chart, it's also going to be over here on your main menu. Okay, but Insert Chart. And then give it a second here to load up. And there it is. So it gave us a line graph. Okay, if we go back, a broken line graph. Oh, not that. There we go. And then we're going to go down here. It says select your chart options. Okay, so the recommended here is to do bar graph. So we're going to change it to a bar graph. There we go. Okay. And then we look here. We clicked in, it inserted when we changed it. That's how it works. So we selected our data. We clicked that. We chose our chart type. And here's another little thing about what our chart types are. So line charts often used to track changes over time, good for visualizing small changes and comparing changes over time between multiple groups. Column chart is used to make comparison between groups of values at different points in time. Okay, so an entire month versus an entire month can be in that pie chart used to see the relationship between parts of a data set, like determining what percentage of pets are dogs versus all pets are cats. There's some more tips there. When we're creating charts, it may help to select multiple columns. So again, we can pick which ones we want to make into a chart if we do all these cities. If we just pick this column and this column, that'll make a chart for us for Dallas. If we just select this and this, that would be how to select New York and make a graph out of that. Okay, so we are all done. That is it. That was your activity, was to make a graph. So we are finished for our activity for today, was to make a graph. You didn't even have to put the data in. So make it however creative you want to make it. Change colors if you want. Do what you got to do. And then that is it for your math for today. Okay, so give that a practice, and I